Hello Year 5! Thank you everyone for your emails and happy birthday to all of you who have had birthdays in April and May. Before we start, if you are allowed, make a wet handprint on a paper towel. Kitchen roll is best, but you could use a tissue, although it might stick to you. Also, if your parents or carers agree, get a dry glass and carefully add some really cold water or even ice. It doesn't matter if you can't do this, don't worry. Now put it somewhere where you can see them during this lesson and observe carefully. Okay, a quick starter. Can you remember this from Year 4? Classify each of these as either a solid, a liquid or a gas. Water, ice, water vapour, rain, hail, snow, steam, cloud. Okay, let's go through them. Hopefully you know that water is a liquid and ice is a solid. Water vapour you might not know about, but it's actually what we call water when it's a gas in the air. Rain is a liquid. Hail is a solid. Now snow is a bit tricky, so you need to think about when you build a snowman or when you make a snowball. Yes, that's right, it's a solid. Steam is another tricky one that even some adults don't know. So think carefully about it. You can see steam in the air, which means it's a liquid. Now some adults think that it's a gas because it floats in the air, but you need to understand that steam is actually water droplets that are floating in the air, so it is not a gas, it is a liquid. And what about a cloud? Okay, this is another tricky one. Is it a solid? Is it a liquid? Or is it a gas? Now I'm going to leave you to think about that one. We might go over it at the end of this lesson, or we might talk about it in next week's lesson. Okay, have a look at your handprint. What's happened? Yes, it's disappeared. But in science, things don't just disappear. They change into something else. So where's the liquid water gone? Yes, that's a brilliant idea. It's evaporated. Today's learning intention is to identify examples of evaporation. Liquids evaporate into gases when heated. Liquid water, when heated, evaporates and changes into water vapour, which is a gas. You can't normally see a gas because its particles, which are tiny pieces it's made of, spread out and they're too tiny to see. It's really important that you understand that gas water is called water vapour. If you want to see water evaporating, watch a kettle or a saucepan of water boil. Be careful though, because steam is very hot water. Remember that steam is liquid water. It disappears because the water evaporates into water vapour, which is a gas. Remember that you can't normally see a gas because its particles are really tiny and they spread far apart. I've put a 1,000 millilitre beaker of 500 millilitres of water in each of your classrooms. What do you think will happen? No, hopefully it won't spill because no one's in the classrooms. Yes, dead flies might end up in them. No, they shouldn't go mouldy because there's no food in them. Yes, that's a good answer. The water will evaporate. How much do you think will evaporate? How long will it take for all the water to evaporate? Where will the water go? Yes, that's a brilliant idea. It goes into the air. Think about your handprint again. Where is it now? Yes, it's water vapour in the air. What shape is it? No, not anymore. The water vapour won't stay in a handprint shape. It would be lovely if it did. Just think about all those handprints floating around. Unfortunately, it doesn't though, because the water vapour particles move quickly apart, which is why we can't see the water vapour. Now, look at your glass of water and ice. What's happened? Yes, the ice has melted. What else can you see? Yes, it's wet on the outside of the glass. Where has the water come from? Let's have a look at this concept cartoon. So the boy at the top thinks the glass gets wet because the cold changes into water on the glass. The boy in the hat thinks, I think the water vapour in the air has turned into drops of water on the glass. The boy in the right-hand corner thinks, maybe the ice has melted on the outside of the glass. The girl at the bottom thinks that some of the water must have leaked out of the glass. But what do you think? Today's learning intention is also to identify examples of condensation. Gases condense into liquids when cooled. Water vapour, when cooled, condenses and turns into liquid water. If you want to see water vapour condensing, look at the window or mirror when you next have a bath or shower. You need to be able to identify when evaporation or condensation is happening. Here's an easy example. What is happening when a bathroom mirror steams up? Yes, it's condensation. What is happening when a puddle disappears? Fantastic! That's evaporation. What about when your bedroom window gets wet on the inside during the winter? Yes, if you can see water appearing, it's condensation. What happened to your handprint? Yes, it looked like it disappeared, so that's evaporation. How about drying washing? Great, that's evaporation as well. Can you remember what happened when the outside of the glass got wet? Brilliant, that's condensation. What about paint drying? Fantastic. When liquid seems to disappear, it's evaporation. How about drying hair? Yes, that's evaporation as well. This is usually the hardest example. What about when clouds form? Brilliant. It's condensation because you can see the water appearing. This is the one most people get wrong, even adults. Well done. Let's check what we've learnt. Evaporation is when a liquid changes into a gas. Condensation is when a gas changes into a liquid. I hope you enjoyed your science lesson. Remember to think about whether a cloud is a solid, a liquid or a gas. I'll see you again on video next week. Take care everyone. Bye.